Yeah, Romans 7 and 18, it says, "For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform it, that which is good, I find not." So you know what I'm saying? Being in this flesh, you know you want to, this is Paul speaking, right? You know you want to do something, because you know I read to 14. It says, "For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin," which is these bodies, man. You know, we know, you know, it's like these bodies are things that commit sin, man. Like I said, the eating the pork, committing adultery, you know, looking at other men's women, lusting with your eyes, though. You know what I'm saying, though? You know, speaking, you know, like for example, you know, like not praising the real name of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know what I'm saying? Because you're over here believing in idol, man. If you believe in Jesus Christ, that's an idol, man. That's sin. You know, especially if you're an Israelite. You know, so that's what it says. It says 15, "For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I." So he's pretty much saying is he does things that he knows that he's not supposed to, but because we're in the flesh, he still does them, man. You know, but that's why he's saying he hates these bodies, man. These are chains of darkness, though. He hates that he has to, that he does things knowing willingly that he knows that he's not supposed to, but because we're in these bodies, it happens, though. You know what I mean? And that's what he's talking about, man. Which is true, man, because there's things that you don't want to do, but because we're in these bodies, though, you do them, though, you know? So it's like, you know, it's hard sometimes, man. Like I say, man, like you know, like allergies and shit, man. You know what I'm saying, though? And it's like, but it's like, just, you know, another thing that, well, I would call so-called would try to hold me back, though, but it's like to do camp, though, today, but it's like, nah, man, just fucking allergies, man, you know, like, just pop a pill, you know, drink some ginger tea or something, you know, and come out, though, man, you know? Because, you know, if not, you know, I would be like, if I didn't pop that pill and everything, you know, I'll still be like, you know, my eyes and all that shit, man. And, you know, for some people, that would be probably an excuse for them to not even do camp, man, you know? But it's like, nah, man, you out here, you gotta do it, man, you know? You know, I'm not propping myself either, nothing like that, you know what I mean? Shit, I mean, I understand sometimes you can do camp, though, because things come up. But don't let it be allergies because you can't do camp because you got allergies either, man, you know? I mean, if you like had a cold or you have a fever or you're like real sick, though, it's like, hey, like, you know, like I can't really go, man, because I'm feeling down, the body's shut down. Then, you know, it's understandable, you know. But for allergies, man, it's like you just, you know, be a soldier, man, you know. So now let me get Philippians. Yeah, Philippians 3, and this will be the last one. Philippians 3 and 3, it says, "For we are the circumcision which worship God in the spirit and rejoice in Mashiach Yahushai and have no confidence in the flesh." Because for it says, "Though I might have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinketh that he hath therefore he might trust in the flesh, I more." You know? So because he knew, though, you know, because, you know, Paul was a Pharisee of Pharisees, so, you know, so he knew what he was talking about, you know? But at 3 it says, we are circumcision which worship God in the spirit and rejoice in Yahweh Mashiach and have no confidence in the flesh. Yeah, exactly, man. So we're circumcised in the heart, man. We're circumcised in a heart, man. You know, we're not like, you know, some of us are not. We're not physically circumcised, though. You know, we're not circumcised physically, though. But as long as we're circumcised in the spirit, though, that we good, man. Because we know is just because you get circumcised, though, doesn't make you more righteous, man. You know. And Paul, that's what Paul was talking about, man. That's why Paul went out and you know, talked to these other Israelites, though, that were scattered, though. And you know, other Israelites that were scattered, they weren't circumcised in the 8th day, man. But they were still Israelites, though. So therefore, you know, Paul said, as long as you're circumcised pretty much in the heart, though, man, which in the spirit, though, you're good, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're good, though. But you know, there was Pharisees and they were like, nah, they gotta be circumcised, though, you know, and things like that, man. But like I said, as a brother, like, if you could get circumcised, hey, do so, man. Get circumcised, you know. You got the money for it, so be it, man. You know, so be it though. But also too, just because you get circumcised, it doesn't make you more righteous than the next brother though. You know what I'm saying though? So that's the thing though. So that's why it says we have no confidence in the flesh though, man. Just because we do we try to keep the commandments to the best ability, that's still it's not gonna justify us though, man. You know what I'm saying though? So like I said though, man, because we got faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. That's where it counts though, man. Yeah, you could be someone that, you know, holds the Sabbath or try to, but come on, man, you're gonna kill yourself while we're trying to hold 613 commandments though, man. It's impossible, especially living here in Babylon, man. You know, because look, I'm sitting right now. Look at my material, man. This is different material, man. I don't got all one material. You know what I'm saying? I got this different materials though, man. So this is a sin right now, man. You know? But because of that counts me to the side though, you know? So we gotta be more spiritual than that though, you know? So with that, you know, hopefully camp was edifying. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So with that, I want to say Shalom.